Yeah, Doc Mitchell had a delivery and they didn't. Yeah, they delivered it in a locker.
Where? Oh! Man, that is just lazy. They just dropped the locker out here.
Yeah,
let's see
that
what we
they
got.
did.
We've got Animal Anubis. Oscam?
Try them all.
I'm sure it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm over encumbered now.
Wow.
Yeah, this one is like
The tiger stripe.
It's like
It's not even tiger stripe.
well, it's 3 different ones. So you've got like the rosettes on a leopard. There's like
Look at you knowing what the name of that spot specifically is.
there's like cow.
Oh
on
yeah,
there.
it's cow print.
I was about to say zebra, but no.
No.
Oh wait, no, zebra is down at the bottom, like by my crotch. And there is tiger stripe. Yeah, this one's goofy. I don't know how I feel about this camo pattern.
Hey baby, why are you checking out my zebra stripes?
What's Anubis?
Orange, urban camo. I mean, if you wanted to
No, this is like a desert camo.
blending in through Hades.
It looks kind of like a weird version of multicam. Just the way the pattern looks reminds me a little bit of multicam.
Sure.
It's just a very orange version of multicam. Oscam,
It's not bad.
is that Oscam? Oh, no, it might be the desert version of
Oscam
Oscam.
tricolor, maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's the desert version of Australian Army camo.
Mm-hmm.
One of the unfortunate side effects of being a camo nerd is that when I see Oscam, my first thought cannot be it's Australian camo. It has to be, did they mean Australian or Austrian? I think Austria used Flecktarn, though they may have had their own.
I'm sure every nation uses a wide variety.
Well, now everyone just uses multicam. Yeah, I remember the banana camo.
That's silly. It's banana camo, all right.
I remember banana camo from Metal Gear Solid 3. Barracuda.
Don't know if I remember that one.
This,
I don't know what that would blend in with.
it kind of looks like a large version of Multicam Tropic, but there's another one that I might be thinking of. No, it's not Multicam Tropic. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of something else, because Multicam Tropic has more long splotches as opposed to small dots.
Yeah.
It's weird, because it's kind of like P-Dot, but it's got long splotches in it, whereas P-Dot is mostly just small dots. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm not super familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Chameleon.
I like it.
That's a digital.
Yeah. You're going to stand out. It's not going to help you blend in, but it looks nice. I like it.
No, I mean, this one might actually help you blend in more. It's just got a lot more red in it than I
Yeah.
was expecting.
That's what I'm saying. It's very orange. If you want camouflage, probably don't go for a Hunter's Safety Orange.
Choco chip. Choco
Yep.
chip.
That's respectable.
I like Choco chip camo pattern. Choco chip is cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't work super well, but it looks cool.
We should go over to the hillside and see which of these camos blends in best.
What is Cold War? Oh, yeah, it's the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, DPM camo. Okay, yeah, DPM camo is really cool.
Penetrative moss.
No, I think it's, I forget what it stands for. Hang on. Disruptive pattern material. It's a camouflage that was used by the British military as well as several other militaries. I believe I think the Dutch actually used it too.
Looks nice. I feel like it's the camo most people think of when you say camouflage.
No, that one you're thinking of is M81 Woodland.
Oh.
That is the camo that most people are thinking of when you say camouflage, which DPM looks very similar.
The tricolor?
Yeah, that's the like woodland tricolor
Okay.
uniform is M81 camo. It looks very similar to DPM to the point that most people can't tell the difference. Yeah, DPM camo kind of looks more like brush strokes, whereas M81 looks like leaf shapes. Yeah, the green in DPM is a little bit more brighter, whereas the green in M81 is kind of more close to a olive drab as opposed to like a true olive. Oh, what else do we got? Desert Tiger, which is cool as hell.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Even though Desert Tiger is a little, I don't know, it's maybe not as effective.
No, I think it looked pretty good against this brown backdrop.
Cool. Tiger Stripe is just always cool. Do.
Do. Oh, it's broken. Never mind. Ignoring that one.
I think it's supposed to do this.
That's the actual chameleon camo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to do this.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah,
No.
I think it is. I
Yeah.
think that's what it's supposed to do. East Germany. Hey! I like this camo pattern. This one is...
It's not awful. It does blend in.
What is the name of this one? This is the East German Strichton. Strichtarn. I'm pronouncing it really bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is the East German Strichtarn, which is an olive green color. It's not generally this brown.
Maybe it's their Deadler Strichtarn.
It's colloquially referred to as rain camo because it
Looks like raindrops.
it looks like raindrops. You know, it actually works decently well. It's better than just having a straight olive green uniform.
It looks nice.
It's not a terrible camo pattern. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, from far away it looks a little bit like Digicam.
Fire camo!
That was always my favorite, even though it blended in with absolutely nothing. It just looked so cool.
There's like, I think, exactly 2 environments in Metal Gear Solid 3 that this works well in. Do you know what those are?
No.
The brick building from the beginning of the game.
It would have to be a brick building. Yeah.
And the fight with
The Fury.
The Fury.
Yeah.
Those are like the only 2 times you can actually use this camo.
Blended in with actual things on fire.
Flecktarn!
That's Flecktarn, yeah.
Yep, Flecktarn was a German camouflage pattern. A lot of countries in Europe ended up using Flecktarn because, again, it's another effective camo pattern. It works really well.
Yeah.
This one is more green than Flecktarn actually is, I think.
You think?
Yeah. Flower?
You're a pretty little flower. Shall I water you?
I feel like this one might actually work decently well if it was a different color. If it was different colors, I think this camo might actually work kind of well.
You mean you like the pattern, you don't care for the colors?
Yeah, the pattern is fun. Fly camo. Oh yeah, this is the one that was all poopy.
Yeah, if you smell like poo, you get the fly camo.
Yep, you can get the fly camo, and then it makes a bunch of flies buzz around you. Oh, the Gakko camo!
Yeah, that's classic.
Yep.
Shoot
It
all
makes
the ducks.
the little ducks go wow wow when you're near them. Grenade?
You're just covered in grenades, apparently.
Okay.
Stand back! I'm covered in grenades! These aren't just decorative, I swear!
I'm covered in Russian, is that the F2 grenade?
That looks like it's just a pattern. No!
No, it's those are Russian RGD5 grenades. Why are they RGD5 grenades? Was this a camo pattern you could get in Metal Gear Solid 3?
I never did if you could.
Oh yeah, if you could get it. Oh wait, there were downloadable camos. I forgot about that. You could download, you could make camo patterns in Metal Gear Solid 3 and then download them.
I don't know if you could make them, but yeah, you could download them.
I thought there were one. I thought you could make them.
I don't remember that.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering. Hornet Stripe. All right, that's kind of an interesting one.
That's you wear that against their fight with the pain.
If you were in the mountains and it was a lot of slate and granite in the mountains, this might actually be somewhat effective.
I believe that.
But because it's big horizontal stripes, I feel like the effectiveness is going to be less so.
Yeah.
Straight lines don't really occur in nature, so it's kind of
Excuse me, I think the Horizon would disagree.
you don't really want to put straight lines on your camo pattern. East Germany.
Yeah. They're kind of straight lines, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, KLMK! I know this one. This is, I think KLMK is really cool. KLMK is, I forget what it stands for. It's a Russian word.
Okay.
But it's a Russian camouflage pattern.
Kalishnikov.
Yeah, it's probably Kalishnikov, vodka, but spelled with an L instead of a V. Matryoshka Kalishnikov. It is referred to as sun bunnies. So it's called it was referred to as sun bunnies because some of them look like little rabbit ears. The design of this camo pattern is supposed to look like what the sunlight looks like filtering through branches and hitting the forest floor.
Oh, I can see that, yeah.
So that's what sun bunnies is supposed to look like.
All right.
Not super effective.
No.
It works in that it's green and it blends in, but it's not the most effective camo pattern.
Yeah, especially not in the desert.
It's just okay. Leaf.
Leaf might blend in a little better in the desert.
This is M81.
Oh, that's the M81.
Leaf is M81 woodland.
Yep, that's the one. That's the traditional camo pattern.
Moss.
Even greener, yeah.
Yeah, even greener one. Mummy.
Like wrapped in bandages.
Oh, yeah, okay. Night Desert. Night Desert this is not what Night Desert looks like. Night Desert is really cool looking. It doesn't actually work, though.
No.
So this is not what Night Desert looks like. This is someone put a grid pattern over a different camo pattern. Night Desert camo, I think it looks cool, but you could argue that it looks stupid. So that is Night Desert camo. You will notice that it is tiny, tiny squares, and then there's dots on it.
Yeah. It might blend in with a CRT monitor.
You actually are kind of onto something, because the purpose of Night Desert Camo is to obscure the wearer when someone is looking at them with early generation night vision goggles.
Oh, okay.
Which are literally vacuum tubes. So yeah, you kind of were onto something there with what Night Desert Camo is for.
All right. As long as they don't look at you with their human eyes.
Yeah, and like the title of it says, it's intended to be worn at night in the desert.
I don't think this camouflage is going to be very effective. It's meant to be camouflaging at night.
Well, like, case in point, they didn't traditionally make any uniforms in Night Desert Camo. It was basically just an overlayer that you would put over the rest of your gear when it was nighttime. So you would keep it in your pack, and then you would put this big smock over your gear when it was nighttime. It didn't get used very much. No. I'm pretty sure the only people that really used Night Desert were like SF and maybe some other operators. And
somebody tried to sabotage you from the inside. At night, just cover yourself in this net.
Yeah, it was somebody in the U.S. government was secretly an Albanian defector.
And here, put this six-pack ring around your neck. You get caught in it like a fish.
There was only a very short period of time where people actually used it, and it was like the Gulf War is when it was used, and then it wasn't really used very much. It's not amazing, and it's kind of because basically a bunch of surplus Night Desert Camo parkas went onto the civilian market. It became like super popular.
It became a fashion thing.
Yeah, it became like a fashion thing, and I mean, like, a bunch of people in the gun community are like, Night Desert Camo is the coolest pattern ever! So, yeah, people started getting Night Desert Camo. This is not actually Night Desert, though. I think it's interesting that they basically just took a woodland camo pattern and then threw a grid over it.
It's silly.
it's whatever. Olive drab.
Classic.
Yeah, olive drab. That's the best one. Yeah. Best camo pattern.
Not great camo, but...
Best camo pattern is olive drab.
It's not camo, though. It's just like a solid color.
Best camo pattern is olive drab.
All right, you said so.
It's the best one because I say it's the best.
All right, I know you like green.
Rainbow. Oh, I feel pretty.
There you go. It's nice, actually.
I feel very pretty.
It looks very cool. You're blended with the rainbow.
Raindrop. I want this camo to exist so badly.
Oh, let's look at the other one, but...
It's Stritch Tarn, but with red on it, and then, like, actual camo added to it. I remember the first time I saw this camo pattern in Metal Gear Solid 3, I spent so long trying to find quote-unquote rain camo.
Yeah.
I want this camo to exist so badly.
But it's fictional.
I don't think it does. There's like two camo patterns that are similar to how this one looks. One of them, I believe, was a variant of a Swedish camouflage, but that one is green, and then it has like the Stritch Tarn lines on it. So similar, not the same. And then there is another one that's a German World War II camo. I think it's like Splinter 42 is the name of that pattern. I'm probably way off.
Sure.
But like that's like the closest thing that exists to it, and it's not the same colors.
No, not at all.
So. And then, you know, there's a lot of weird baggage that comes with wearing a camo pattern that the Germans wore in World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get kind of some issues with that.
They ruined that part. I can't believe they ruined that particular camo pattern. Just like they ruined the Buddhist symbol for peace.
They ruined a lot of things. They ruined funny mustaches.
Yeah?
They ruined doing this weird, like, fencing thing where you would slash at each other with swords, and if you got big cuts on your face, that meant that you were really cool.
How did they ruin that?
Actually, they didn't ruin that. That was pretty fucking stupid to begin with, so...
They ruined conquering France! It used to be a fun thing!
Side tangent. That was literally a thing that the German aristocracy thought was just the coolest shit. That was basically, you do fencing, only you stand in one spot, and you switch these fucking fencing swords around that have a very sharpened point to them. And they're flexible. And you would end up with these huge scars on your face. And that's why like a bunch of the James Bond villains have those like super deep scars that go on their face, because that was a thing that the German aristocracy was like, this is fucking cool. It makes us look sick as hell. Like some of them, when they would get the cuts on their face from doing this fencing, they would specifically keep poking at them to make it turn into a scar.
Okay.
It is the dumbest shit. It is fucking stupid.
I thought there was just a Hollywood thing to give people scars to indicate the evil, but that's got historical roots.
Yeah, that actually has historical roots. It's so fucking dumb that Hitler was like, yeah, you can't do this anymore. This is stupid. Hitler thought it was stupid. That's how dumb this shit is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got off on a weird tangent there. I'm sorry. Rock camo.
I've never seen a rock that looked that yellow, but okay.
That's an interesting camo. Well, you've never seen limestone before?
Isn't that more green?
Santa camo!
I remember Santa.
Yay!
That was DLC. I downloaded the Santa camo.
I really wish that when you wore the Santa camo in the game, they would like go to shoot at you, and then they would stop and just be like, Santa? No, I'm a good boy! I've been good this year! Snake.
That's classic. Yep, that's one.
Yep, I remember that one. Snow camo.
I mean, it's kind of green for snow camo.
You know this would work in alpine regions.
Yeah, I believe that.
This would work in alpine regions. I could see, there's actually, I'm pretty sure there's a couple Italian camos. I think there's actually a couple versions of Pencott that are similar to that. Yeah, there's a Snow Pencott, which is kind of similar colors. What's the Italian one? Is that Vegeta? Is it Vegeta camo? If you're in alpine regions, and yeah, there's a lot of snow, usually there is still some green. Right.
Yeah.
So, like, if you just dress entirely in white, you're going to end up sticking out the moment you lay down next to a pine tree.
Doesn't have to be entirely in white, but maybe different shades.
What is Soviet woodland?
It's autumn dead leaves on the ground camo. It's not awful.
All right.
You can see that working.
Spider. Oh, yeah, this is the,
That's the one you get from the Fear, probably.
That's the one you get from the Fear, and it looks kind of like a version, it looks like an enlarged version of frog skin camo.
Oh, all right.
But then with like another pattern layered on top of it. That's what that reminds me of. Spirit, and then you get this one from
the Sorrow.
Yeah, from the Sorrow. And this one is just kind of like, this one, you know what this one looks like to me? This one looks like M81 Woodland, but color shifted into urban camo.
Okay.
Is what this one looks like. Squares! Yeah, this only works in like 2 places.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the Squares camo pattern, just the pattern of it, not the colors, but the pattern, it looks very similar to the Latvian military camo, which I really want a set of. There are some countries where their camo patterns, you cannot buy or wear camouflage unless you are in the military.
Okay.
And they straight up will not sell their uniforms to anyone outside of the military.
Huh.
So like when you find there's a couple camo patterns that are like that. Any of the current Chinese military camo patterns, those are super hard to find outside of China, or at least they used to be. Latvian camo is one of them.
You just can't have it, huh?
Nope, you can't get that. And apparently the reason I think it's so cool is because these squares were like actually really big on it. So usually on digital camo, the squares are very tiny.
Yeah.
The squares on this one were like half an inch wide.
Very splotchy.
Like each square was like half an inch big, and I thought it was such a cool looking camo pattern. Is it effective? Probably not, but it looks
probably
cool.
more effective than what you're currently wearing. Those squares are bigger, and they're too red.
St. Valentine's. Oh, it's like hearts.
Bunch of hearts, okay.
Cute.
Might have been.
Oh, is there a rose on there too? I think there is.
A rose near your chest?
Oh, yeah, there's a big rose on the chest.
All right.
Yeah.
Might have been DLC for Valentine's Day or something.
Tiger Stripe. Tiger Stripe is sick. Love
Classic.
Tiger Stripe. There's actually several different versions of Tiger Stripe. So there's not like one quote-unquote true version of Tiger Stripe.
If it were a true Tiger Stripe, it'd be orange.
The reason for that is because Tiger Stripe was never an official U.S. Army camouflage.
Oh.
Soldiers in Vietnam went to locals and had them make
Wow.
this camo pattern. I don't know where they got the pattern from. So there's not actually a true, because I have seen so many different color versions of Jungle Tiger Stripe. I've seen ones where it's more black. I've seen ones where it's more green.
Hold on. You told me that the weapon they had, the M14, that's the one I'm thinking of. You said they were issued M14s, which weren't great.
At the M14 would have been at the very start of the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And?
So they had bad weapons and bad camo. They had to get.
No, they didn't have any camo. Technically, there was camo that existed during the Vietnam War. It's just general infantry pretty much always just wore olive green because at the time, the official U.S. Army combat uniform was just olive green.
Olive green. Wow. The more I hear about the Vietnam War, the more I think it was poorly managed.
Sometimes they had camouflage helmet covers, but not camouflage uniforms.
Well, it's very important to protect the head. The rest of the body, not as important.
Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of, I've seen so many different versions of Jungle Tiger Stripe. Like, this one has more brown in it. The ones that you see now, like, commercially, are more black and green. Mostly, if I recall correctly, the people that were wearing Jungle Tiger Stripe in Vietnam were, like, Mac v. SOG. They were the people most commonly doing it. I think General Infantry kind of couldn't really get away with doing it.
No, probably not.
You would, yeah, it's just the same as, you're out of uniform, soldier. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything, he says, hiding the frag grenade behind his back.
Jenkins, I didn't see you at camouflage practice yesterday. Thank you, sir. Tree bark. This is
again not bad.
This one is not bad. This is more of a hunter camo. I forget the name of it. It might actually be Mossy Oak that made it. But that's actually a camo pattern that exists. It's just like there are different versions of it now. There's a lot more versions of camo now than there used to be versions of camo.
That's how time works. There's never going to be less. There's always going to be more.
But yeah, tree bark camo it's not bad. It seems to work decently well.
Yeah.
It's when you're selecting a camouflage pattern, you have to look at what the environment is, because you can't just be like, well, I'm just going to use M81 woodland, and it's like, if you live in Arizona, M81 isn't going to do you a whole lot of good.
Yeah.
Urban tiger, it's just tiger
Feels
stripe.
very similar, honestly.
Yeah. Water snake.
It's supposed to blend in with the water. I can see it.
I can kind of see that being like, that's what it looks like underwater in like a mossy, swampy area.
Or the actual water. Yeah.
Yeah. West Germany. Yeah, West Germany just basically was like an olive green uniform. I am disappointed at the lack of Mitchell camo. I'm a little disappointed by the lack of Mitchell camo. I like Mitchell camo.
Illustrated leaves.
Yeah. It probably not super effective, but I think it looks cool as hell. That's like one of my all-time favorite camo patterns.
All right.
I've got a few camo patterns that I think are just like absolutely choice, and that one is one of them.
Okay.
Splitter.
Brown and gray.
This one is actually really close to the World War II German one that I was talking about. It's just color shifted again. So it's kind of more geometric shapes as opposed to splotches. That's like how the World War II German camo or splitter camo is, where it's like almost more geometric shapes. I mean, it would make sense that a bunch of the that might have been one of the ones I was thinking of. That was like the green P dot camo I was seeing earlier. Was another like World War II German camo.